What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Frank Warren. Frank Warren states that the Tyson Fury Deontay Wilder trilogy fight will not happen without fans in attendance. We can't lose that gate. It looks like the third fight between Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder will be staged overseas. Promoter Frank Warren has stated that as a big money spinner, as Fury versus Wilder 2 was, with the February rematch pulling in big bucks at the gate, there is no way the third fight will go ahead behind closed doors. He said, of course, we just can't lose the gate. He also said that Wilder and Fury was the highest grossing fight to ever take place in Vegas. We just can't lose that gate. It's a huge amount of money. We need that gate, or we come up with a scenario where there is a huge site fee from a territory to take it, and we use it to promote their country. We're looking at those situations. Of course, a couple options have came up. Australia on Christmas Day. Bob Arum has Macau connections in China, and also the Saudi Arabia. I don't know if that's actually an option. I know that Joshua and Fury, or Fury Joshua, was maybe set to stage there because they were willing to back up the money. Now the question is, will they back up the money for Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder? Will that happen? And of course we know Eddie Hearn has decided to go ahead with the Anthony Joshua Pulev fight, okay, without a crowd. And my feelings on this is, I think it depends on what the fighters want. Will the fighters be willing to fight overseas or take a pay cut? I think it's really up to them, because at the end of the day, they're putting their life on the line. But I can tell you this, Frank Warren is saying similar things to Bob Arum, so at least they come into a common playing ground with the idea of waiting to have this fight if it's going to be over here in the U.S. Okay, so that's a good thing, because, before you had Bob Arum saying this, Frank Warren saying that, Bob Arum saying, let's wait, Frank Warren saying, no, we want Tyson Fury to fight this year, Wilder or not. Okay, so at least these guys have put their heads together for once and decided, hey, that's just too much money to lose. Now, I think they're trying to outdo Eddie Hearn, because Eddie Hearn has decided to go another route. He's decided to please the fans instead of the fighters. Obviously, the fighters are in on it. So it's one of those things, I feel like, you guys know, I think everyone has to see and experience what's going on in the world today. Okay, so if the NFL, the baseball, basketball with the NBA, if these particular sports can do that, so can we. So you guys know where I stand on that. But again, it's up to the fighter if he wants to take that pay cut. Okay, so, Frank Warren saying, hey, we can't wait, we can't lose it. You might look at it in one term, hey, maybe that's greed. Maybe Frank Warren is thinking about the money that he can make. Maybe Bob Arum is thinking about the money he could make. Not necessarily the money from the fighters, but of course the fighters have to make the money in order for them to get paid. So I get that in a nutshell. However, they bring up Eddie Hearn and Pulev. Those guys will be losing a lot of money too. So they have to take in consideration, like, hey, if Eddie Hearn is decided to go without a crowd, maybe we should, But then again, these are two different promoters that are in cahoots. But I think what they should do, they should ask Deontay Wilder, because maybe Wilder's not comfortable with fighting overseas right now. I know he was going to fight Povetkin once upon a time, but that doesn't mean he wants to fight anywhere else, especially when there's a pandemic. And if that's the case, well, if everything is still the way it is, how can Wilder get from where we are here in the United States to over there safely? He may not want to travel, and that's understandable, because once you leave a habitat of your own habitat based on what's going on in the world today, it's it's up to you because, I mean, he has 7 kids, 7, 8 kids. You think he wants to catch something over there to bring it back to his family? That's a lot of things to think about. Tyson Fury, the same thing. I know his trainer has flew from the USA over there to help him train, but it hasn't been determined where this is yet. So this fight may not even happen in the States at all. And it's all because of money. Okay, so, Frank Warren, Bob Arum, I seen this coming, especially from Bob. Now Frank Warren's on board. Hey, we can't have this fight without a live gate. The fight ain't going to happen without a live gate. We are not losing this amount of money because there's no telling who will win. Counterpunch. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Frank Warren's statements. Will there be fans in attendance? Or do they decide to go overseas? You guys tell me. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.